Hello and welcome to the Caymanas Park Highlight Show. This week we'll recap select races from Saturday, March 18 as well as Sunday, March 19. The two-day race carnival saw a total of 19 races being contested. Saturday's feature was the Milligram Trophy, while the main event on Sunday was the Henry W. Jagai OD JP Trophy. Let's begin our recap of this weekend's racing with Race 1 from Saturday. This was a maiden weight event for native bred 3 years old and up, going a distance of 800 meters straight. The even money favorite Kismet with leading rider Tevin Foster in the saddle for trainer Stephen Todd.
They're off for the first of 9. Maggie's Tricks gets a fair start, racing nearest to us. A Grey Commander is showing good speed and is right up with the front end. Cosmic Force not too far away. On the far side, the speedy Kismet is showing some dash. Brown-skinned Girl already getting cracks of that sticks, reluctant to race as they come racing now toward the final quarter. Cosmic Force in the center, accompanied by a Grey Commander. Richie Rich has made good progress. Maggie's Tricks is the one nearest to us, and on the far side, Kismet now gets going as they're about to arrive at the furlong pole. It's still a wide open affair. Cosmic Force, Richie Rich, they go at it. Kismet now coming with a flash over on the far side. They're inside the final 16th, and it is Cosmic Force. Here is Kismet now finishing with a kick on the terrific Tevin Foster, and Kismet will take it. Cosmic Force is next, ahead of Maggie's Tricks, Richie Rich. Grey Commander is 5th.
The favorite Kismet takes the day's first and gives jockey Tevin Foster his 20th win for the season, beating Cosmic Force, Maggie's Tricks and Richie Rich in 4th. Saturday's third race was a restricted allowance event covering a distance of 6.5 furlongs. 9 horses declared to face the starter. Sensational ending with jockey Roger Hewitt aboard was the 8-5 favorite.
They're off. Ruds the Indian staggers out, along with To Cat with the Glory and Conundrum. Shore Curlin blasted off, leaves the 6 with a 2.5 length advantage. It's held over Queen Adele, now beginning to get closer. Sensational ending races out wide, more scored on the rail in the red, filling the sandwich, that's the Grey Zedi, as they go flashing past the 5. Ruds the Indian on the improve, just about 3.5 to 4 lengths separates that first bunch. 2 lengths in behind them, to Conundrum. To Cat with the Glory races next, and Dancing in the Breeze just trailing. They've left the half mile and run now toward the 7:16. Shore Curlin just the leader, Queen Adele a length down. Ruds the Indian now looks to have something in hand and will unleash it later on in the event. Sensational ending is racing back and forth and being pushed along. Zedi also getting an urge. More scored races up next as they're about to come into the lane. Conundrum follows with Dancing in the Breeze and To Cat with the Glory at the back, but they're into it. Shore Curlin attacked now by Ruds the Indian on the outside. It's Shore Curlin battling Ruds the Indian. Queen Adele in the red cap now asked to make progress, but they run toward the final furlong, and it is Shore Curlin now trying to shake loose from Ruds the Indian. The gap is 1.5 lengths. Shore Curlin driven to the max. Ruds the Indian trying hard to get on terms. They're inside the last 16th, and it is Shore Curlin and Ramon Napier fighting off Ruds the Indian. Shore Curlin wins by 2. Ruds the Indian second. Sensational ending third. Queen Adele looks to be just 4th over Zedi 5th.
An impressive win for the Patrick Lynch conditioned Shore Curling, finishing at odds of 2-1 in the betting, covering the distance in a moderate 1 minute 23 and 2/5 of a second. Race 6 was a maiden condition event for native bred 4 years old and up. Sherwood Forest from the 1 box was a late non-starter, sending a field of 14 to face the starter.
We have a line ready for a start. They're off right away. Breaking on the far side, that's Last Dance. In the middle, Wildfire, that is prominent. Also there, that's Lady Ben, closest to us. We have Takes Two to Tango and Caveman. So Takes Two to Tango, very prominent on the premises, closest to us. Right in the middle, that's Babylon Will Fall and Wildfire. Also there, that's Rosa the Warrior. Over on the far side, that is Last Dance. They're coming onto the main track, coming out to the 5 furlong shoot, and it is Takes Two to Tango. Looks to have that overall lead. Rosa the Warrior chasing in earnest. Also on the near side and coming down on the rail. That is Lady Ben, but takes two to tango, keeping them, running them off their legs. Also coming on, that's Rosa the Warrior, takes two to tango, might be in control. Rosa the Warrior comes a call in, takes two to tango, tying up a bit. Rosa the Warrior coming, takes two to tango, and Tevin Foster landing his double, takes two to tango from Rosa the Warrior. Babylon Will Fall might be third, got tied for fourth between Lady Ben, she's all that, and another brother.
Tevin Foster registered his second win on the day aboard the even money favorite Takes Two to Tango, finishing ahead of Rosa the Warrior in second, Babylon Will Fall third, and Lady Ben in fourth position. Saturday's seventh event was another maiden conditioned event for 5 years old and up, going a distance of 1100 meters or 5.5 furlongs. A field of 8 reduced to 7, with Jungle Cat an early non-starter.
Starter ready. They're off. Flame Carrier, Quaco, Avery and Diane, the slowest to escape the confines of the stalls. They leave the 5. Dr. Sahir Alexander is battling for that lead. Toward the outside, almost hidden from view, that's Mardell, crushing power in between them. Galway Bay in the blue cap races back as they leave the half-mile marker. Flame Carrier now making progress. Quaco has also made up some ground and is only 6 lengths off that lead, caught by Avery and Diane. And forget Show No Mercy. 3/8 of a mile to run. They make their way now toward the 5/16. It's a Dr. Sahir Alexander, crushing power right there on the premises. Mardell racing out wide. Galway Bay is the one racing on the rail. Flame Carrier races up next. Avery and Diane making some ground toward the back of the field. That's Quaco now beginning a run against the fence, and Show No Mercy hopelessly out of it, but they leave the 3/16th. Galway Bay. Dr. Sahir Alexander. Here is Quaco now picking up on the rail and beginning to flash home in the end. A furlong to run, and Quaco now picks up that lead. It's Quaco and Jerome Innes. He's on 99 wins. Will Quaco give him the magical figure of 100 wins? The answer is yes. Quaco gives it, and Innes has his 100th win. They take it by 7 or more over Galway Bay, then Flame Carrier, Avery and Diane, Dr. Sahir Alexander.
A perfect start for owners Owen and Solomon Sharp, with a win from a heavily backed 5-year-old debutant, Kwaku. Also seeing jockey Jerome Innes registering his 100th career win at Caymanas Park. Our final recap from Saturday's card was the day's feature event, the Milligram Trophy, named in honor of the 1992 Triple Crown winner, Milligram.
1,500 meters, 7.5 furlongs. They're off for the Milligram Trophy. An even start. Left toward the back, Pretty Caroline, along with a Secret Admiral. Big Guy in the Sky took off quickly as they make their way down the back stretch. Atlantic Convoy and the Bosie right there, these three almost abreast as they go flashing past the 6. Anonymous and Inspire Force races a team. Inspire Force in the red on the rail. Pretty Caroline has made some progress, possibly 7 or 8 lengths off that lead as they blast past the 5. A gap opens up to She's My Hedge Fund. Secret Admiral now asked to make some ground as the field races toward the half mile in the Milligram Trophy. They're at it now and going into the turn, and it's Atlantic Convoy who leads the field. Fly Blue Jet has quickly gone down into second. Anonymous is just there with them third. A gap of some 5 lengths to Big Guy in the Sky, Bosie and Inspire Force now asked to move. Pretty Caroline needs to do a lot more. So too Secret Admiral, and She's My Hedge Fund, flat-footed and needing a miracle at the back as the field come turning for home in the Milligram. It's Atlantic Convoy in the black cap who leads. Anonymous now goes in hot pursuit, being switched toward the inside as they charge past the 3/16th. Atlantic Convoy continues to lengthen stride the rider, changing his hold as they arrive at the furlong pole. Anonymous, the best of the rest, but doesn't seem to be able to get on terms with this Atlantic Convoy who comes flashing inside the final 16th. This is the Milligram Trophy, and Atlantic Convoy, Dane Dawkins has a double. They win it over Anonymous. Inspire Force, Fly Blue Jet, Secret Admiral coming from the back.
The importee Atlantic Convoy takes the day's feature, with champion jockey Dane Dawkins in the saddle for trainer Patrick Lynch. They covered the distance in 1 minute, 33 2/5 of a second, with margins over 4.5 lengths. We take a break now, and when we return, we recap selected races from Sunday's card, including the day's feature, Henry W. Jagai ODJP Trophy. Welcome back to the Caymanas Highlight Show. We continue with races from Sunday, March 19. 10 races were on the card. Let's begin with Race 2. This was a 3 years old and up optional claiming contest covering a distance of 1,300 meters. A small field of 6 lined up to face the starter. Zabratone from the 2 box was the 2-5 favorite.
Ready for a start. They're off and racing. That's a good line. As Wowza prompts the pace. So Wowza also there, that's in the blood. Sneaking up against the rails, that's a Zabratone. Vampire Rejection in the mix, in the blood, reversing at the moment. Then comes Miss Linda Ray and marginally racing at the back of the field, that's Sebastian. They head toward the 4 furlong point and making the running. Wowza just the leader from Vampire Rejection right there too. Zabratone tracking them intently, about 2.5 lengths away in a third. Then comes Miss Linda Ray racing in fourth. Right behind Miss Linda Ray, that is a Sebastian, and in the blood is at the back. They've passed the 3 and they'll come into the lane shortly and still making the running. Wowza just the leader. Vampire Rejection right there on the inside, getting closer and look to be splitting them, but switch toward the outside. Here comes Zabratone, the favorite. Wowza right against the rail. Vampire Rejection in between horses and out wide. That's Zabratone. It's Wowza in front. Zabratone coming forward neatly. It's still Wowza in front, coming to the furlong pole. Wowza, but here comes Zabratone, and Zabratone, the favorite, has joined Wowza. Wowza still trying to fight back, but Zabratone kicks away from Wowza. Wowza determined. Zabratone in front. Terrific Tevin Foster driving this one home. Zabratone wins from Wowza. Then comes Sebastian and Vampire Rejection.
Tevin Foster with another signature rod gets the favorite first past the post, a length and a half in front of the trailing Wowza in second. Sebastian ran in third and Vampire Rejection completed the top 4. Race 3 on Sunday's card was a restricted allowance event covering a distance of 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs. Trainer Fitznahum Williams' Audibility was the lone importee in a competitive field of 8.
Ready now? They're off. First start, Audibility just misses it. Sensational Storm sets out in front. Hope and Perseverance a long neck away. There goes Beautiful Brand now, these form a line of 3. No Surrender, the grey race is next with JB Flyer attached to the outside. Magic Bullet is 3 lengths back on the outside of Tiger Bella, and Audibility struggling last. They're arriving at the half mile and make their way now into that turn, and it's a Beautiful Brand who holds the advantage by just over a length, being chased all the while by Sensational Storm in second on the run toward the 3. Open Perseverance is close enough, if good enough at this stage. No Surrender now begins to improve. In behind them, Magic Bullet and JB Flyer, just about 6 or 7 lengths covers that bunch of horses. A break back to Tiger Bella, and Audibility at the back as they now come into the lane. Beautiful Brand down against the fence. Open Perseverance on the attack. No Surrender out wide, and No Surrender has now taken that lead on the run toward the final furlong. It's No Surrender getting cracks of that right-hand stick, and the rider has a look in the mirrors as they flash past the furlong pole. No Surrender, Hope and Perseverance now trying to make up a 1 3/4 length deficit, but it is No Surrender out in front, refusing to surrender the lead on the Yuval Pinnacle, wins by 3. Hope and Perseverance is ahead of Magic Bullet. Sensational Storm, Beautiful Brand is 5th.
The 4-5 favorite No Surrender takes the third event for trainer David Lee and the Connections, stopping the clock in a speedy 1 minute 17 1/5 of a second over the distance. Race 8 was a maiden condition trophy race named after the former jockey and trainer Harry Jagai, who contributed many years of his life to the horse racing industry in Jamaica.
They're off and racing. Very good line. Just racing at the back of the field, that Select Prince and Empress in the Breeze. They go past the 6 furlong point, and Digital Light stalks with that lead right there too, and in from the Love of God as they come toward the 5. The Love of God points just narrowly though, from Digital Light. Right there too is Loyal Action, Miss May Sellington, forming a line of 3. Then 4 lengths to Joe Blaine, Princess Talisi as they pass the 4, making progress on the outside. That's Leading Lad. Then comes On Charter. Behind On Charter, that is Select Prince, and racing at the back of the field, Empress in the Breeze. They pass the 3, and the Love of God still in front, but not by far. Loyal Action comes a calling already. Also coming on, that's Digital Light. May Sellington is left back in 4th. They're at the top of the lane, and Loyal Action now looks to have the lead. It's Loyal Action fading a bit. That's the Love of God coming on. That's May Sellington. Also coming on, Digital Light. Loyal Action not messing around, and now Poach a 4-length lead at the furlong pole. It's Loyal Action in the Jagai Trophy, beginning to sprint away from these. Out wide and coming on, that's Joe Blaine. Loyal Action just keeps on rolling. It's Loyal Action will take the Jagai Trophy. Loyal Action beats May Sellington. Princess Talisi might be 3rd, 4th to Leading Lad.
Loyal Action with jockey Bebito Harvey in the saddle takes the Harry Jagai Trophy at odds of 4 to 5, fending off rivals May Sellington, Princess Talise and Leading Lad. The final recap race on Sunday's card was the day's feature event, the Henry W. Jagai OD JP Trophy, an overnight allowance event for 3 years old and up, going a distance of 1,200 meters.
They're off for the Henry Jagai. Madeline Sunshine and Taurus Boy stagger out at the back. A Generational gets a good start with Unruly Boss right there. Eagle One and Alexa's Dream now move up, and Alexa's Dream, as they leave the 5, gets that lead from Eagle One and Unruly Boss. Outbidder races next with Generational. Taurus Boy is running the rail as they're about to arrive at the half-mile marker. Alexa's Dream now goes through, gets that lead. Eagle One chasing in 2nd. Unruly Boss is there. Run With Me has made good progress to go down 4th ahead of Outbidder. Generational races on the outside of Taurus Boy. Then comes a Secret Traveler, and the slow starting Madeline Sunshine trails. They leave the 5/16th. They're about to come into the lane in the Henry Jagai. 3 across the course. Unruly Boss near to the rail. Toward the outside, Eagle One now kicking in. Alexa's Dream looking for room in between horses, but now has to be switched as Eagle One looks to join Unruly Boss. And these two now in a mad scramble as they come past the furlong pole. Unruly Boss on the layer. Eagle One on the outside. Unruly Boss digging in. It's Unruly Boss and Terrific Tevin Foster driven to the max. Eagle One trying to close the gap, but Terrific Tevin and Unruly Boss take the Henry W. Jagai OD JP Trophy over Eagle One, Outbidder, Taurus Boy and Secret Traveler.
Jockey Tevin Foster aboard Unruly Boss takes the day's feature at odds of 17 to 1 for trainer Dennis Price and the Connections, beating Jason DaCosta's pair Eagle One and Outbidder, who finished 2nd and 3rd respectively. As we recap another exciting weekend of racing, it was highlighted by the importee Atlantic Convoy's victory in the Milligram Trophy on Saturday and Unruly Boss's win in the Henry W. Jagai OD JP Trophy on Sunday. Well, this has been another edition of the Caymanas Park Highlight Show. I'll see you next time.